Welcome to the Good Business Dufferin Podcast, hosted by the Dufferin Board of Trade through our social enterprise, the Dufferin Biz Hub. Our podcast is based on our belief that small businesses have the power to drive positive change in our community. Whether you're looking to grow your business, strengthen our community, or hopefully both, we've got you covered.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Good Business Dufferin Podcast, where we highlight local businesses that are doing good in our community. So today we're doing things a little differently. I'm your host, Jamie Lynn Gavino, Communications Manager here at the Dufferin Board of Trade and the Dufferin Biz Hub. And today I have two special ladies here as my guests. I have Lindsay and Shahara, who are our two summer students from this year. And we're just going to be talking about how their summer was. And yeah, so let's get started. So to start off, thank you guys both for coming back and working here again. Can you guys just, I don't know who goes first, but can you both introduce yourselves and share what program and school you guys go to?
Do you want me to?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I'll go first. Okay, so my name's Lindsay. I go to Toronto Metropolitan University for film studies, and I'm going into my third year.
My name's Shahara. I study political science at York University. I'm going into my fourth and final year. Adulting. But yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so every year we have our summer students, and it's thanks to the Canadian Summer Jobs Program. So this year we are approved for 2 students, and if you're interested in applying for the Canada Summer Jobs Program, just make sure to do that either before December or during December. I'll have the information in the description below. So, as I mentioned, actually I don't know if I mentioned this, Shahar and Lindsay were with us last summer and they've decided to return. So I wanted to know what made you guys want to come back and work with us again this summer, and what kind of role were you guys in?
Okay. I really wanted to come back because I loved the environment last year. I found it to be a really warm and comforting environment. Everyone here is so lovely. And I thought the work was really good. I thought it was really fulfilling. And I was like, why would I not come back if they're rehiring me? But I love all the ladies here. I also love how it's a woman-run office. I loved the environment and I wanted to come back to such a great place.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I had such a good time last year, even though I was doing 2 different roles this year. I mean, I don't know how different your position was compared to first.
I like to joke that I'm the DBOT task rabbit, so I just do what they need me to do. So I enjoy it. It keeps me young.
Hey, you were also here on Fridays, during.
I was. That was not task rabbit work. That was
I think it was.
I did clean the entire basement. It was a long project. It took a while. It took a lot of years off me.
Mm-hmm. But now the basement's clean.
It's been unclean.
She went to Australia, guys, for a summer exchange program. Yeah, it wasn't summer. Was it summer?
No. It was summer there.
Study abroad, something like that. And in that span of time, we've had, I think, 3 events. So
I came back and it was a little disastrous.
Yeah,
but it'll get done eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah, but I agree with a lot of the points Shahar made. It was very, first year was very welcoming. I was honestly really nervous because was my first, non-lifeguarding or non-camp counselor job. So I was very much, gotta be professional. But I had a really good time because I was a community reporter last year. So I was doing a lot of writing and stuff like that, but then this year I got to do more things that were in my field of editing and filming and doing some podcast episodes and social media stuff. So that was really exciting, and I feel like it's a very supportive place to kind of build your skills and kind of explore different avenues and a different in a more corporate part of media and film and stuff like that. And I agree with Shahara, you're a very good mentor and a very good supportive person to ask questions to.
They're also some of Rocky's favorite people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I brought them with chicken, so
cucumbers.
I gave him chicken yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Sorry, you were busy talking, and so I was like, the dog's looking at me. I had to give it to him.
But so, yeah, thank you guys for coming in this summer. I swear I didn't pay them to say
Thanks for hiring us again.
Yes, I
job market's
appreciate
rough
it.
out there.
We tried tailoring these jobs to fit what your skill sets were. Shahar was working this year on accreditation. I don't know if you mentioned that when you were talking, but
I was going to.
this next part I want to talk about the experience you guys had. So, in 3 words, how would you describe your summer experience working here? We'll start with Shahar.
Trying to figure out if I was serious or not. Okay. In 3 words, I would say accommodating, fulfilling, and fun.
Those are good answers.
Yeah.
I would say collaborative, supportive, and I'm gonna say creative.
Yes.
Creative.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. You guys both worked on different things this summer. What was your favorite project that you worked on, and why?
My favorite project that I worked on was probably, I'm gonna say the biggest project that I worked on was the BA nominee videos. I like to think so, because that took me a while. It took me a long time. It
A lot
took
of spelling errors.
A lot of spelling errors. And, you know, this working here has been a learning experience for me in triple checking my work.
What was your worst spelling error?
There were a lot. Like, I can't remember.
I think my favorite was nominees.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, so the editing was great, you know, like transitions, photos, all that stuff. It came to the language where I spelt nominee wrong on almost all the nominee slides. So there were like, how many awards were there? There were like
6 or 7.
6 or 7 awards. Nominees written a lot. So it was like, it was like a couple days before the actual event, and I was like going in, and I had to, because Diana was going over everything, and I had to go change.
That says a lot about my management though, because I was like, oh my god, these are such great videos. I did not read any of the words.
That's okay.
Diana's reading it being like,
I know, and I felt really bad because I was like, that's insane that I spent all this time and I didn't notice. But you know, learning and growing experience. But I would probably say my favorite project was that, because I also got to expand on my, like, working with my different editing softwares, and honestly working on like my workflow and like how I organize things in that kind of like field and stuff like that. It was also really fun to kind of like deep dive on, like, learn about a lot of the different businesses. Like, I know a lot about these people and these businesses now that were nominated, not in a weird way, but in like it's kind of like made me appreciate the community more, because like I'm from Dufferin County, so like learning like in depth more about these people and like what they do and what their businesses do, it was very nice to learn that. So,
and I remember when we were at the actual BEAs, you're like, why do these people look so familiar? You're like, oh,
because I was staring at their faces for like hours on it, like weeks leading up to it, never spoken to them. Yeah. But I'm glad I could contribute in some way to make the evening go well. So
you did so good, and then the pictures and stuff you took were really good too. I'm so happy that I had basically another body, because like, I don't know how I'm supposed to like take photos and videos at the same time, but
really hard to duplicate yourself.
Yeah, but I did.
Exactly. Somehow, some way, I appeared.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like I learned a lot with like how to take event photos, because that was definitely also another thing that I sometimes, if I'm in like those social settings, like I do get a little like reserved, especially if I'm like the camera person. So I feel like you putting me in those situations has helped me be more be better. Yeah, but like that's how you do it. Like you throw. It's like it's literally like how you would teach. How I used to teach kids. Well, how you're taught to teach kids how to jump in like swim in the pool. You literally throw them in and let them like struggle a bit, and then you get them. Like that's what you do. Yeah. So like I felt like you were good at just like throwing me in the deep end and like letting me figure it out. And if I had questions, you'd always be able to answer them. But
well, how about you?
I, once again, being the DBOT task rabbit, had one really large project. I was accrediting the chamber for like basically the last year, but like the last 9 weeks was spent like really honing in on it and like getting a gazillion policies done and lots of just like tedious work. Good work, but there's just a lot of little parts to it. So that took up a lot of my summer. So because I think I had to do so much of it, I wouldn't consider it fun per se. But I did a lot of like silly tasks around you. Like I really like to laminate stuff, and I really like to like cut like little pamphlets, and I randomly learned how to drill a bunch of stuff this summer. So I drilled mailboxes for all the private offices here. And I don't know, I just did a lot of like fun little tasks, and I think that was really a nice break from more like tedious like research and policies and emails and just like things that require you to have your brain on all the time.
Yeah.
So it was nice to like, I mean, I think you should have your brain on when you're operating a drill, but
I would hope so.
Yeah, but it's not as like mentally taxing.
Mm-hmm. I think one of my favorite things that I've done with each of you, I feel like the BEAs was really fun with you. Also, filming the social media stuff with both of you when you finally came. Like we had this content day. Shahara had to fall a lot, and
I might have bruised my tailbone.
Yeah.
And it smelled like grass, and I had dinner to go to immediately after, and I smelled like the outdoors. Because I fell in our backyard. Yeah. Like 10 times.
Yeah.
And this one wasn't very good at catching up.
No, I have weak arms. I'm not.
No, it's okay. I was able to shield myself somehow.
Yeah. Like it literally wasn't doing anything to help soften your fall. Genuinely. But you know.
To be honest, I didn't care that much. I didn't mind.
Yeah. Was there a project that challenged you guys the most? And if so, how did you approach it?
The accreditation, and I approached it by finishing it.
I don't know what my I think the most challenging thing for me was probably I was gonna say my spelling, but that's such a lame answer. But I think no.
The way
that
she
was a
overcome
challenge.
it was
that
open the dictionary.
Was opening the dictionary.
Did you actually?
I'm not. No. Google autocorrect. Anyways, I think my actual challenge was probably figuring out workflow with all the videos and images and stuff that I was collecting, and actually finding the files and finding good ways to upload them, because I felt like my computer, at least the system that I was using, wasn't doing that very well.
Yeah.
So yeah, but getting another monitor, finding one in the basement to use, lifesaver, and reorganizing all the files on my computer and on the hard drive with all the stuff on it really helped. So organization is key if you're going to edit things, or if you're working in any sort of office space.
What's one thing you learned about businesses in Dufferin County that surprised you? Because we do some of the things you guys did might have worked closely with businesses. The accreditation, not so much.
Not so right though.
Yeah. So how was that for you guys?
It was definitely, it made me realize how much there actually is in Dufferin County, compared to when I didn't work here, because, when you're a kid growing up in this town, you're there's literally nothing to do here. There's no one, nothing, you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's how it feels, but I feel working here and getting to actually talk to people and see the different events and the different businesses and like things that are available like within our region that you wouldn't like, that you didn't think was like accessible to people. It was very interesting and kind of like eye-opening of like at least like how much the community has grown. I mean, I'm only 20, like I haven't been alive very long, but like I've only ever lived in Dufferin County. So like seeing how it was like when I was like, even from like the beginning of like even in middle school to like now, being able to like, you feel like more like a part of the community. Yeah. So that's been nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off of what Lindsay said of like how versatile this area is. You almost don't realize like how many like moving businesses there are and how many like integral parts there are to a county to try and keep it running, and like how many good programs and events they all handle. So it really makes you appreciate the amount of effort and like the time that these like community members put towards keeping it a well-oiled machine. You just, I don't know, you have a newfound appreciation for like all this effort and like what it takes to go like work as an entrepreneur, to work in these businesses, especially in a smaller area that's like not like, that's like, you feel the impacts a lot more. So it's nice to see like to connect with everyone, like to see their work.
Yeah, because I feel like Dufferin has so many municipalities within it, whereas like Dufferin, like the size of Dufferin could be like Vaughan or Brampton, you know what I mean? Like that kind of difference is like, because there's so many more things there, it's like, yeah, I don't even know if that relates to what you guys said, but anyways.
Love her. Very smart guys.
No, but I know what you mean of like, there's so many, each community, though they're all like small and all the downtowns kind of look the same, because like we're in Southern Ontario, every downtown street looks the same, but like everywhere is like still so different from each other, and like even how the community like operates, like comparing like other town, even like Shelburne and like Orangeville, or like Alliston and Orangeville, like they're all like kind of different in like what's available and like who's around, but like they're all like interconnected, like a city would be, but just they're separate towns. And there's more driving in between, and more like cows and
hay,
farm and hay, and
lots of hay,
farmland,
and lots of like tractors on the road.
Lots of tractors
that you have to like slowly overtake.
And that's the charm, really.
Thank you for watching this unique episode of the Good Business Dufferin Podcast. I'd also like to thank our summer students once again for doing such a great job this summer. To our listeners, don't forget to subscribe and keep doing good business, because good business is good for everyone.
That's the thumbnail.